Get inside South Florida with Miriam Tapia.
One Night in Miami tells the story of one incredible night in 1964, where Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, Malcolm X, and Sam Cooke gathered to celebrate one of Ali's first wins. Most of the film takes place at the Historic Hampton House, which is located right in our backyard of Miami. The historic landmark has been open since the 1950s. Some of the world's most influential entertainers, athletes, and civil rights leaders have visited, performed, and made history at Historic Hampton House. One of those influential people was Muhammad Ali, where he used to call Historic Hampton House home.
Ali, actually, a lot of people don't know Ali lived here in Miami. So he stayed here literally between the early 60s to the late 60s, early 70s. He stayed here. So he was a regular here at the Hampton House prior to winning the championship of the world.
The Historic Hampton House plays a pivotal role in the movie. Previously a motel and villa, Ali, Brown, Malcolm X, and Cooke felt safe at Historic Hampton House during a time where there was racial injustice in the United States.
At the time, the go-to spot was the Fontainebleau on Miami Beach, but at that time, blacks weren't allowed to stay at the Fontainebleau. And so the Hampton House was another option for those gentlemen to stay and just to have a good time and just pretty much kick it.
Preserved with so much history, the building was set to be demolished in 2015, but thanks to the efforts of Miami-Dade County and Dr. Enid C. Pinkney, the building was saved. The Regina King-directed film will spotlight Historic Hampton House not as a setting, but as an important character in history.
I think more than enough, we see these four men that are actually vulnerable to each other. We see the boys, we see their feelings, the emotional, the funny, the intensity, and how important that just having a conversation about the future and what that means. And so Hampton House is like the backdrop. The backdrop, they called it the jewel of the South. They called it a place where black people could come and be safe. And so it's imperative to know that you can still have that. We want you to step back in time to 1964 and remember a time when, while you're on your walk to the future, admire and adore and get this history.
If you want to take a tour of Historic Hampton House, you can book your tour on their website, historichamptonhouse.org. And One Night in Miami is now out in theaters and will be released on Amazon Prime Video on January 15th. I'm Miriam Tapia, Inside South Florida.